Hey guys, welcome to Learners Hub. This is Alvin for you. So in this tutorial, you're going to learn how to solve a problem in orthographic projection of plane surfaces. So before we start the problem, what I would suggest all of you is to take a sheet of paper and along with the paper, take the set of geometrical instruments that are required to solve this problem. Because as I proceed with the construction while solving the problem, I would suggest all of you also to follow the same steps so that you learn and understand the problem completely by the end of this video. Once you get the logic of this problem, you'll be able to solve many problems in this engineering graphics. So it is very important that you understand carefully, do not drag or skip the video, follow the steps one by one as I'm doing it. So let us not waste much time, let's get into the problem now.
So here we have the first question. Let me read it out first. A hexagon lamina of side 25 mm rests on one of its corners on HP. The lamina makes 45° to HP and the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests appears to be inclined at 30° to VP. Draw its projections. Let's note down the data one by one before we start the solution. The first thing you see here is that the lamina is hexagon of side 25 mm with one of its corner on HP. The lamina makes 45 degrees to HP and it also says the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests appears to be inclined at 30° to VP. Remember the word appears to be, which I'll explain it to you later. Now let us solve the problem using this given data step by step. So first we'll draw an XY line. Above the line will be considered VP and below as HP. Since we need to draw a hexagon of 25 mm side, we can use two methods. One of the method I'm using is circle method. So take 25 mm in your compass. The question you need to ask yourself after this measurement is you need to draw a hexagon on HP or on the vertical plane, that is VP. You will get the answer immediately in the next given data in the problems. See where the lamina is resting. It's resting on corner on HP. Since it is given corner on HP, this is a corner condition problem. So it is clear that since corner is on HP, you need to draw the plane figure on HP itself. HP is below the XY line, so you can draw the circle below the XY line. Now note that you need a corner condition, so you just need to draw a horizontal line passing through the center of circle. Use that same 25 mm measured in the compass and cut the arcs on the circle from the 2 points formed because of the straight line. These 6 points what you get will be the 6 corners of the hexagon, so we'll name it A to F. You can join this with a dark line so that you get the first position. Do not forget to mention the dimension. It is 25 mm side. Choose one side and mention it as 25 using dimension line and arrows. Now to generate the front view in the first position, you just need to draw projection lines from every corner. Make sure the line is perfectly vertical. Draw these vertical lines from every corner. So exactly above the points you'll get the front view. Above A you'll get A dash. Similarly B dash and F dash in bracket because F dash will be hidden. Similarly C, E and D dash. Now darken this line from A dash to D dash as it represents the front view of the plane. Next there will be two conditions given in the problem. You just need to check which one to take first. So the condition 1 taken here would be one with respect to HP because the lamina is on HP. We have drawn the plane figure on HP, which means that take the condition with HP first. Take the leftmost point and place it first. Right now in the first position it is at 0 degrees. In the next position you just need to draw a 45-degree line. Project all the points by measuring an arc from A dash to B dash. Similarly B to C dash and D dash. You will get the front view at 45 degrees inclination. Darken this front view at 45 degrees. Now to get the top view in the second position, again drop projection lines from the front view. You draw a line vertical from A dash till it reaches the horizontal line from A. This intersection of two lines will be considered as the new point A. You need to repeat the same for the remaining points. Join these points with a dark line to get the complete top view in the second position. Now we are done with the second position, that is first condition, which says lamina makes 45 degree to HP. Make sure you mention it. Now if you see the checklist, what we have done a hexagon lamina 25 millimeters resting on corner on HP, and also we have inclined the lamina at 45 degrees to HP. The last condition remains is 30 degree to VP. Now what is 30 degree to VP? The diagonal. Which diagonal? The diagonal passing through the resting point. To identify the resting point, have a look at the second position, see which point rests on the xy line. Here it is A dash, so it will be considered as the resting point. Now if you look at the hexagon, we'll be able to draw three diagonals, AD, BE and CF, but you select the diagonal which passes through the resting point, which is AD. We are supposed to refer second position since the word appears to be given, the given angle itself is the apparent angle. That is 30 degrees. Apparent angle in top view will be written as beta. So in this problem there is no need to find or calculate the beta. It is already given in the problem as 30 degrees. So what we do next is take this second position and incline it at an angle of 30 degrees with respect to the diagonal AD. Take AD and incline it at 30 degrees. You can use a set square or a protractor. Here I am using a set square. Keep the set square parallel to the xy line and hold the corner which has 30 degrees. It is not compulsory that you should make the 30 degree line touch xy line. We can simply use a parallel line to xy line and draw a 30 degree line. Mention it as 30 degrees. If it is 30 degrees to this parallel line, it is also 30 to xy line. We need to place these points A and D on the 30 degree line because the problem says the diagonal passing through the resting point, that is AD. Now measure this length AD from the second position, not to measure from the first. Don't measure it because for the third position you'll be using only second position. Measure it from the second position, keep the compass needle at A and cut the arc. The intersection will give you point D. You can shift the second position using arc method. You can measure all the points from A and D only, like AB. You cut an arc from A, then you measure DB because the other point known as D. Measure DB and cut the arc. The intersection will give you the new point B. Repeat the same for the remaining points like DC. Measure from A to C. Where it intersects, that will be the new point C. Remember, during this process of arc method, you must measure all the points from A and D only because A and D are the first points which are placed on the 30 degree line. Use those 2 points only as a reference. So AF and then cut an arc from D to F. To get all the 6 points by arc method, join them with dark line, but remember to measure all these arcs from A and D only because these 2 points are our reference. We have got the third position, top view. To generate the final position, front view from here, draw projection lines from every point. Starting with A, join it till A dash. Starting with B, join it to B dash. Like this. We'll draw a vertical projection line from A. You need to draw this line till it reaches the horizontal from A dash. Again you keep the line straight from B vertically. Draw this vertical line till it touches the horizontal line from B dash. Join from C to C dash. Likewise, D to D dash. E to E dash, as well as F to F dash. Mark the intersections with a dot or a star as I'm doing, because you must not get into confusion in the later stage. So once I get the intersection, I'm marking it with a star and name them. Above A you'll get A dash, above B till B dash you'll get new point B dash, likewise D dash, E dash and F dash. Join this with a dark line and that will complete your solution, and it will give your final position for the given condition. So here you have the solution for the first problem. I hope all of you have understood it. Let us just look into another problem and have a better understanding of. Now let's look into the second problem. We'll read out the question first. A hexagon lamina of 30 mm side has one of its corners in VP and its surface is inclined at an angle of 30 degree with VP, with the diagonal passing through that corner which is in VP is inclined at 45 degree to HP. Draw the projections of the lamina. Let's note down the data one by one. So the first thing what we see here is the given lamina is a hexagon of side 30 millimeters. It also says it is resting on corner in VP with a surface making 30 degree with VP. The last condition is that the diagonal passing through that corner which is in VP is inclined at 45 degree to HP. Now let us see how to solve this problem step by step.
So now then, looking at the given data, we need to draw a hexagon lamina in the solution first. Now to draw a hexagon lamina of 30 millimeter side, we need a reference line. So that we'll take up by drawing a, so you can name the line XY. Above the line will be considered as VP, below the line will be considered as HP, as we are considering first quadrant. So we can draw hexagon by two different methods. I'm going to use the arc method. You just need to take the side length as the radius of the circle. So in this case it is 30 millimeters. So take 30 millimeters. The question you need to ask yourself for the first position is whether you need to draw the plane figure on VP, that is above the line, or on HP, that is below the line. So you will get the answer right from the question or the given data itself. You read where the lamina is resting. Like here the lamina is resting on corner on VP. So it is resting on corner on VP. So we need to draw the plane figure on VP itself. You can get to know that by one more condition also. See where the lamina or surface is inclined to. So in this case the surface is inclined at 30 degree to which plane? It is inclined at 30 degree to VP. So it is clear that we need to draw the plane figure on VP. So while you are drawing the plane figure, you just need to note down what condition what is given in the problem. So here it is says it is resting on one of its corners. So the given condition is corner condition problem. If it is a corner condition, I've told you just need to draw a circle and draw a horizontal line passing through the center. So I need to draw the circle on VP. I've taken 30 millimeters in the compass as radius. Make sure the circle does not intersect with the XY line and draw it on VP. On VP in the sense above the reference line. So now I just need to locate the center and draw a horizontal line because the condition given here is corner condition. So draw a line which is horizontal which passes through the center of the circle. And what we do after this, if you remember, maintain that same 30 millimeters and cut the circle from the points that you obtained from the line. Since it is VP, that is front view, you just need to name them with dash. So I'll start from here. If I name this as A dash, join all of these with the help of a dark line. So you can join A to B. So hexagon is done. Do not forget to mention the length of the side by drawing a dimension line. So now to generate the top view, we just need to drop the projection lines from every corner. We have 6 points here. So as the problem says the surface is inclined to VP, we have drawn the plane figure on VP. So if it is looking like a plane in the front view, it should look like a line in the top view. So we'll draw projection lines from all the points. So below A dash you'll have A. Looking from top, the first point is F, next comes B. So we'll write B inside bracket and F outside bracket.
So you just need to darken this top view because the plane is looking like a line. As I already mentioned, you need to show the lines with a dark line. All that belongs to the plane. So here the plane looks like a line from A to B.
Then every time when you complete each position, you just cross check it with the given data which we have listed here. So we have drawn a hexagon lamina. We have made sure that it is in corner condition, which means that we have placed one corner on the left side. So why we take left side, I'll tell it to you sometime later. So as of now, remember to draw that either corner, you keep it on left. If it is given as edge, you keep the edge on the left. So we have kept corner because here it is corner. Okay. So next thing we need to do is any problem you'll have two conditions. You'll find the same two here. Which condition to take first? You'll have one condition with VP, one condition with HP. Always remember where you have drawn the plane figure. Take the condition with respect to that plane. So in this problem we have drawn the plane figure on VP. So take the condition with VP first. So this is the one that I am supposed to take as first condition, which I need to take for second position, and then you can take the next condition which will be used for the third position. So right now we need to complete the second position. So take the first condition with respect to VP. It says surface inclined at 30 degree to VP. So this angle with VP will be visible on the opposite plane. The opposite plane here is HP. So you can see right now the lamina is looking like a straight line and it is at an angle of 0 degrees in the first position. So this is a straight line, which means that it is a 0 degree angle. I need to incline this at an angle of 30 degrees so that the lamina looks 30 degree on HP, which means that it is actually inclined at 30 degree to VP. Remember the angle given to VP, you draw it on HP because it is visible on HP, which you might have learnt in the basics in the very 4 quadrants what you have learnt. So here you need to draw a 30 degree line. So to draw a 30 degree line, I am going to use a set square. So you can hold the set square parallel to the XY line so that this edge is parallel to XY line. This corner will give you 30 degrees. So I have held the 30 degree line so that if I draw a line here, I am going to get 30 degrees with respect to the XY line. So this point what you have will be the new point called as A. From here the same length you need to project it over here. For that you are going to use the arc method. So you can take the distances from point to point. So here we get all the points as it was in the previous position, but here we have inclined this at an angle of 30 degrees. To darken the line from A to D. So now then you have got the top view at 30 degrees. You just need to project each point to the front view so that you get the new points of A dash to F dash. So I'll just draw a projection line from A dash till it reaches the horizontal A dash. So this new point what you obtain here will be called as the new point A dash. We'll repeat the same for all the remaining points. Once you got all the 6 points, you can join them with a dark line. Now this completes the second position. So now we have done with one of the condition, that is the first condition. Next we'll move on to the second condition, which says that the diagonal is inclined at 45 degree to HP. As I've told you, if you have angle with VP, you draw it on HP. If you have angle with HP, then you got to draw it in VP. VP in the sense above the line. So above the line, you just need to select the diagonal. So for a hexagon, we are able to draw three diagonals: A dash D dash, B dash E dash, and F dash C dash. Out of this, you just need to select one diagonal which is passing through the resting corner. So according to this drawing, what we have done, the resting corner will be the one on the left. So this is the corner which is resting corner. The diagonal that passes through the resting corner will be A dash D dash. So out of the three diagonals, we are supposed to select the diagonal that passes through the resting point, which is A dash D dash. Now the angle given here is true angle. How do we identify it? See, in the previous problem when we discussed, if you just have a look at it, I'll show you the solution. If you just look at the previous problem, here the most important thing that we were supposed to note down was, it was given that the diagonal appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. Here the word appears is coming. So appears means the angle given itself will be the apparent angle, that is 30 degrees itself was taken as apparent angle. But now in this problem, what you see here, you don't find the word appears to be in the question. You can have a look at the question now.
Look at the last third line. The diagonal passing through that corner, which is in VP, is inclined at 45 degree to HP.
Right? There is no appears to be found in the question. So the diagonal itself, that is a true diagonal itself, is inclined at 45 degrees. So this angle what you have here is nothing but true angle. So using this true angle, you are supposed to find the apparent angle. So using this true angle, you need to find the apparent angle. So apparent angle in the front view will be given by alpha. So you need to find out what is the value of alpha, so that we use that alpha in the third position. Now why do we need to find this apparent angle? If you just have a look at the question again, the inclination given here with respect to HP is diagonal. The term or the thing what is inclined to HP here is diagonal. So if you see that the diagonal is inclined, you just need to check the length of that diagonal in first and second position. So in the first position, it is from here to here, that is A dash to D dash. In second position, it is from here to here, that is again A dash to D dash. We'll check the length of this in the first as well as in the second position. Are you all clear? You just need to check the length of that particular thing, what is inclination given with respect to. So here the inclination is given with respect to diagonal. So you check the length of diagonal in first and second position. Now coming back to previous problem, we did not do that here because we did not check the length of diagonal in first and second, because already the apparent angle was given in the problem. So since apparent angle was directly given, there is no need to measure the length and find out that angle because it was already given. So now coming back here, the apparent angle is not given, so you need to find that apparent angle. So to do that, you need to measure the length of diagonal in first and second position. So if you check the length of diagonal in the first position, it is 60 millimeters. Now if you check the length of that same diagonal on second position, you will find that the length is reduced. Initially it was 60, now you have got the length of 53. Now this is called apparent length and this is called true length. So we know the true length, we know the true angle, which is 45 degree, and we know the apparent length. Only thing that is unknown is apparent angle is unknown. So you can find this alpha angle directly over here, which you will find it in many of the solution books, but I would suggest I am going to give you a different procedure. You just find out that apparent angle separately where you have space on the same page. So in this problem we have the front view, top view, and here I have some space. I am going to utilize this space to find out the apparent angle. So you can just mention it here. We are using this space to find the angle alpha. So how do we do that? First thing you do is simply draw a horizontal line here of any length. Locate the corner of that. From there you draw the true angle of the given in the question. The true angle given here is how much? 45 degrees. So from this corner you can draw a 45 degree line. So mark a 45 degree point, and from there you can simply draw a 45 degree line. All these things should be drawn with thin lines only. Now proceeding further, the next thing you do here is what we have already marked here as true angle, which is 45 degrees. We drew a line and then you drew the true angle. On this true angle you just project the true length of the diagonal. The true length of the diagonal is present in the first position, that is 60 millimeters. You can measure it using the compass, 60 millimeters. Okay, like that. And then you keep this end point as a center and cut one arc for 60 millimeters. So where it intersects, from there you simply draw one more line which is horizontal and which is parallel to the already existing line. So you draw a parallel line with respect to this line. So you'll simply get a Z shape. So what did I do? I'll repeat it. Draw a horizontal line, 45 degree true angle, and cut one arc for true length, and then from the intersection you draw one more horizontal line. This will be called as locus. So on this locus you just need to cut the length of the apparent length. So the apparent length is known here as 53. No need to use scale, you can directly measure it from here, right? So that is A dash to D dash in the second position, which is apparent length. Keep the compass needle here and cut one arc on this locus. So this is a new point that you obtain, and the length what you get here will be nothing but the apparent length. So here we had true length and true angle. Now we have drawn apparent length. So the angle what we get here with respect to apparent length will be the apparent angle. So in this case it is alpha. You can measure that angle, and measure this. When you measure this angle you are going to get around 56 degrees. So it is not mandatory that you must get 56 degrees. Since here we are using manual method, you will have a variation of 1 or 2 degrees. So now we have found out the apparent angle as 56 degrees. Use this apparent angle so in order to project it in the third position. So here you just first need to draw an apparent angle of 56 degrees. What is the thing that is inclined here is diagonal. So this diagonal has to be inclined at 56 degrees in this third position. Why we are doing it in VP? Why? Because the angle is given with respect to HP, so you need to project it in VP. Draw a 56 degree line here first. So I have drawn a line here. Use a thin line and generate a line at an angle of alpha that is equal to 56 degrees. On this line we are supposed to place the diagonal that passes through the resting corner. Diagonal that passes through resting corner is A dash D dash. Take this measurement and cut the arc on the apparent angle line. So before we cut the arc, it is also good if you have the practice of marking the first point first. So I'll take the A dash as first point. I'll simply choose a point on this line at a convenient distance so that it does not overlap with the XY line. So I'm taking it slightly above. So here I have A dash. From this A dash I have measured the distance till D dash. You can cut one arc from A dash to D dash. This point what we get here will be the new point D dash. So as we did in the previous problem using arc method, we know the points A dash and D dash. Use the compass, measure the distance from A dash to B dash and then from D dash to B dash in this manner. So measure from A dash to B dash, cut one arc, and the next measurement you are supposed to take should be from the other point that is known. Here it is D dash that is known. So take the measurement from D dash to B dash and cut the arc from D dash till it intersects here. Erased. So this intersection will be the new point B dash. Repeat the same. You measure from A dash to C dash
and then D dash to C dash.
Once you've got all these 6 points, you can join them with a dark line. So once you've got this third position front view, from here you just need to draw projection lines so that you get the final position. So now we have done with the remaining one condition also. So the checklist whatever we had are completed. So now to draw the projection lines, you choose point by point and draw a vertical line from A dash. I am choosing A dash, and draw a projection line from A dash till it reaches point A in the top view. So here we have A, so I have horizontal line coming up here. So this point will be the new point A. Repeat the same for the remaining points. So you got all the 6 points A, B, C, D, E and F. So you can join them with a dark line. There you have the solution for the given problem.
Let's look at the next problem now. Here we have the third question. A hexagon lamina of 25mm side rests on one of its sides on HP. The lamina makes 45° to HP and the side on which it rests makes 30° to VP. Draw its projections. So as we did in previous problems, let's list down the data and we'll proceed how to get the solution. So you see here the given lamina is hexagon of side 25mm and it rests on one of its sides on HP. It also says the lamina makes 45° to HP. The next condition is that the side on which it rests makes 30° to VP. Now with these given data, let us see how to proceed to get the solution.
So the first thing we do here is we'll draw a hexagon. To do that, we need first a reference line, which we call it as XY line. We'll first draw that. Okay, so there we have XY line, and above the line will be considered as VP, below the line will be considered as HP, as we are considering the first angle projection. Now before we start the first position, as I've told you, we'll be using the circle method as usual. So we need to understand where we are supposed to draw the plane figure. We can draw it either in VP or in HP. We have only two possibilities. So we just need to understand by looking at the question where we need to draw the plane figure. So if you have a look at the given data, we need to draw the hexagon such that it is resting on one of its side. So when it is resting on side, it means that it is a edge condition problem. So when we say edge condition problem, you must make sure that the edge is on the left side when you draw it. We'll see that later. Now right now the question says it is resting on one of the side on HP. The side is on HP. This is one way in which you can find out that you need to draw the plane figure on HP, that is below the line. Or else I've told you one more way in which you can find out is that the lamina makes 45° to which plane? HP. So since the lamina is inclined to HP, it is clear that the hexagon has to be drawn in the HP. The plane figure hexagon has to be drawn in the HP. So I'll be using the circle method. You just need to take 25mm in your compass as the radius, and you draw a circle on HP. Now once you are done with the circle, locate the center, and if you remember what we used to do in the previous cases, after drawing the circle we used to draw a horizontal line. We will draw horizontal line when you need a corner condition. In this case what we need here is a side, that is a edge condition. So we want the edge to be on the left side, so edge should come on the left side. In that case you draw a vertical line which passes through the center of the circle, right? So we'll get the 2 points. The same process will be repeated what you did there. Same 25mm you take in your compass, choose the 2 points that you have here and cut the arc on the circle. Them one by one right from here. This is going to be called A, since it is top view without dash, A, B, C, D, E and F. Join these lines so that we get the top view. Now then the hexagon is done. Do not forget to mention the dimension of one of its side. Now that completes the top view. From here we need to generate the front view. Since the plane is looking like plane in HP, you're going to see that the plane will look like a line in the front view. The plane will look like a line in the front view, so draw projection lines from all the points. So A and F will fall on the same projection line. View. The first point is A, then comes F. So you can put F dash in bracket. The plane looks like a line in the front view, that is from A dash to C dash. So you join from A dash to C dash with a dark line. Now as I've told you, in this problem also you're going to have two conditions, one with HP, one more with VP. Which one to take first, whether HP condition or VP condition? As I told you in the previous problems also, you just have a look where the lamina is inclined to. The lamina is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So the condition with HP will be taken first, and then the condition with VP will be taken second. So we'll consider the condition with HP right now. Lamina makes 45 degree to HP, which means that you need to incline this angle in the VP, because angle HP will be visible in the other plane, that is VP. Right now in VP the plane is looking like a line, which is at what angle? It is at an angle of 0 degrees. In the next position I just need to take this, project it over here and incline this line at an angle of 45 degrees. So first what we do is we take the leftmost point, which is A dash F dash. You can mark that point, A dash F dash, and here you just need to draw a 45 degree line using a protractor or a compass. So once you got that point using the protractor, you can just draw a thin line first. On this line you just need to mark the remaining points in the front view, that is from A dash to B dash. You cut one arc from A dash, join the line from A dash to C dash as a dark line, as you did in the front view in the first position. So we'll darken this line. Do not forget to mention the angle at what you have inclined it. So here it is 45 degrees. Now the one condition is applied. We have got the front view. To get the top view, you just need to draw projection lines from each point and connect it to each point from the previous position top view. I have drawn a line from A dash which connects to horizontal line from A. This new point will be called as the new point A. Repeat the same with the remaining points. Join this with the dark line to get the second position. Now this completes the top view. We have inclined the lamina at 45 degrees, and if we have a checklist, we have drawn a hexagon. We have kept the side on HP such that one of the edges on the left side, as you see here, and we have inclined the lamina at 45 degree to HP. Now we have only one condition left, that is 30 degree to VP. We'll do that by understanding the question in a much better way. Now what is inclined to VP at 30 degrees? In this problem, what is given here is the side on which it rests is inclined at 30 degree to VP. I have told you in previous problems also, you just need to locate, if you say rest, you just locate the one that is on the left side. So here I am supposed to look at the side that is on the left side. So which is the side that is on the left? If you have a look at the drawing, AF is on the left. To confirm it, you can just cross check it in the second position. In the second position, see which point or which edge is touching the XY line. So in this case it is A dash F dash. So the edge that is resting on HP is AF. So here the angle is given with respect to VP. As I have already mentioned, angle VP, you are supposed to project it in the opposite plane, that is HB. So select the edge, that is the side according to this problem is AF. It is going to vary depending on how you name it. I have named it AB in anti-clockwise and F ends with F. So AF is the side on the left. So AF has to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. Now before we go to the third position, it is always required that you check whether you're going to get the apparent angle over here or not, or like the apparent angle is given in the question or you need to find it, or whether no apparent angle exists, right? So how do we do that? You just check the angle given with respect to VP. What is this angle with respect to? This angle is with respect to the side on which it rests. So the hexagon has basically 6 sides. You need to select only one side, the side that is on which it is resting. The side on which it is resting is AF. So what you need to do to check whether you need beta angle or not, you just need to check whether the length is changed or not. Say whatever the angle you have got here in the question is true angle. As I have already mentioned, the angle would be given if appears to be word exists, the given angle is beta angle. If appears to be does not exist, the given angle is true angle. So we don't find any appears to be here. We just have a look at the question and we'll come back.
You read the last second line, the side on which it rests makes 30 degree to VP.
The question, there is no word called as appears to be. So this angle given here is nothing but true angle. So true angle will be used to incline only true lengths. So let us check from first to second position if the length is changed or not. Which length are we supposed to check? Side on which it rests. So you check the length of side on which it rests, that is AF, in first and second position. All of you can check whatever you have drawn. So it would be 25 in the first position. When I check it in the second position, check only AF, it will remain as 25 itself. So there is no change of length from first position to second position, which means that it was true length here, the AF, and it still remains as true length here. So to incline true length, what we require is true angle, which already we have from the question, that is the given data. So directly you incline AF at an angle of 30 degrees by drawing a 30 degree line from the XY line. So you can use either set square or a protractor. I am using a set square. Now this corner will give you 30 degrees. Hold the set square parallel to the XY line, and this edge of the set square will give you 30 degree line. So I am going to draw a 30 degree line. As I mentioned in previous problem also, it does not require that the line should touch the XY line. It's okay if you just hold the set square parallel to the XY line and draw a line here, it will be automatically 30 degree to the XY line. So do not forget to mention the angle. So it is 30 degrees what we have given here. So what is to be placed on this 30 degree line? This 30 degree to VP is with respect to side on which it rests, which is nothing but AF. So you select one of the point, either A or F. So let me start with A. I'll simply choose a point here and name it as A. So what is the distance from A to F? We can measure it from the second position. Remember, for third position you will refer the second. To complete the second position, what we did here was refer the first. For every next position, you just need to refer the previous one. So here second position was obtained, this line was obtained from the first position. Now I am drawing or inclining this hexagon to 30 degrees. So I need to take it from the, I am drawing third position, so take it from the second position, not first. So this hexagon measurement should be taken from the second position. So measure A to F, cut one arc here, where it intersects, that will be the point F. Mark all the remaining points as I taught you in the previous method using arc method. So you can measure A to B, measure all the points from these two only, A and F. The one that you get first, the first 2 points what you get here, from there you have to measure all the remaining distances and cut the arc. So I measured A to B now. You can check it once again. Cut one arc from A. Measure the point B from F now, like this. Cut the arc from F. Now where it intersects, this will be the point B. Repeat the same with all the 6 points. You can join them with a dark line so that we complete the top view in the third position. Now that we have got the top view completed in the third position, to get the final position, you just need to connect the points one by one by drawing the vertical and horizontal projection lines. If I draw a vertical line, projection line from A, draw it till where you have A dash. So A dash I have here, so connect it till there. So this intersection point will be the new point of A dash. Do that with all the corners. So if I draw from B, draw a horizontal line from B dash and this intersection will be new point B dash. Make sure that you name the points then and there itself. If I'm drawing a line from E and E dash, you just mark a dot and name it as E dash immediately, so that you can avoid the confusions. Now that we have got the points in the final position, join them with a dark line and the problem will be completed. Now that gives you the solution for this problem. So all of you note that in this problem there is no beta angle, no apparent angle. We have solved 3 problems throughout in this video. This is the third one where you have no beta angle. This is one type of problem which you will find even in pentagon, triangle, even in square. The problem repeats, only thing is that the shape will differ. So this is one type of problem where if the side or edge inclination is given, you will not have any beta angle. The next type what you will find is the second problem what we solved. The second problem what we solved here was like the diagonal was inclined. So in this problem, diagonal inclined means you need to find the apparent angle only if the appears to be is not mentioned. So here directly given diagonal is at 45 degree to HP. No, appears to be is not given in the problem, which means that the angle given here is true angle. So using the true angle you can't project it in the third position because the length would have changed from true length to apparent length as we saw in the previous problem. So before we incline it here, we are going to use the second position. So I need apparent angle here to incline the apparent length. I can't use the true angle for apparent length. Hence, I need to find out the apparent angle, which we did by this process of calculating the beta angle separately by geometrical construction, right? You can go back and have a look at this if you have doubt how to find out this. And the third type of problem what we saw is the very first problem what we did, where again the diagonal is given. So you need to check the length of diagonal in first and second position. Though it would have been changed, you will have true length here and you will have apparent length here. The length would have been reduced, but we have not found out beta here because the beta is already given in the problem. How did we identify that beta was given is that you see that the word appears to be will be given in the question. As you see here, the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. So when it is given appears to be, this angle whatever it is given here itself is apparent angle. So directly you take that 30 degree because no need to find, it is given in the question. You draw a 30 degree line and incline that apparent length of the diagonal into that 30 degrees. This is what we did in all these 3 problems. All of you can refer the solution book and you will find that many of the problems will be of the same 3 types. I'll just look into the remaining different type of problems in the next video. As of now, I want all of you to take your solution book and have a look at the similar type of questions which you will find in pentagon, triangle and even in square. You will have the same type of question, same way of solving it. Only difference will be maybe the angle would be different, or the 3 types as I told you, these 3 types will be found in the different shapes, right? Do not forget, practice these problems and see whether you are able to get the same type of solution. You just need to understand the geometrical constructions what was done throughout the solution.
For any doubts or clarifications, you can drop a comment or contact me in my mail ID. Thank you.